it's like he really gonna have to get me to beat me. It can't be none. It's not gonna be none of that. He was just too quick, or he was too fast, or he was just too strong. Nah, that ain't happening. Like, I'm the best. I'm just going out there to prove it. It's just a lot of naysayers and doubters that I really want to shut up. But again, it's a thing that, like, I have my own self-drive. I want to prove that I'm the best. I want to show that I'm the best. Like, I know it. I just need to go out there and prove it. So you need a censor for what I need to say to them.
We'll put it in the door.
Yeah. So, honestly, that's it. Especially the ones who don't know shit about boxing. It's okay. Like, other than that, it is what it is. Like, and that's 99% of it.
Lamont Roach Jr. slammed Gervonta Davis and his fans, vowing to prove he's the superior fighter in their upcoming clash. However, Shakur Stevenson said that Lamont Roach is focused on his upcoming fight, while Gervonta Davis seems to be focused on him. Shakur also mentioned that he plans to bet on Lamont Roach to win.
Honestly, he got a fight next week, right? So it seemed like he focused on me, and Lamont Roach is focused on him. I think I'm gonna go put my bet in on Lamont Roach.
Okoye expressed doubts about Lamont Roach's chances against Gervonta Davis, arguing that Roach lacks any significant threat to Davis. He believes Davis won't respect Roach's power, and that even though Roach can box, he doesn't possess the speed, strength, or inside game to truly challenge Davis. Okoye emphasized that Roach's boxing skills aren't superior enough to create problems for Davis, and that his punches won't overwhelm him.
Roach, I don't think he has anything that would threaten Gervonta at all. I don't think Gervonta is going to respect his power. So if you don't, you can box as good as you want. He can box, you know what I mean? So what advantage, if any, in any category of the game could you say Lamont Roach has in this fight? He's not quicker, not stronger, you know what I'm saying? You're not better on the inside. You can box, but you're not the superior boxer, and you ain't got no pop. So whatever you do have, it don't scare him. And you don't even overwhelm him in those categories. Like, if you were such a great boxer, where he can't find you, then you could say, okay, he can stay away from him all night on that bicycle. He don't got that.
According to Okoye, Roach's best strength is his body work, as he's known for breaking opponents down by targeting the body. However, he questions whether Roach will even have the chance to get close enough to Davis to use this advantage, given Davis's ability to control the distance and avoid being overwhelmed. The smaller fighter in this matchup, Roach's chances are seen as slim because he doesn't have a clear edge in any major aspect of the fight.
And then his claim to fame, in my opinion, is Roach is great at, going to the body. Like, he'll chop you down to the body, but do you want to get that close to Gervonta to do that? No. So what advantage in any part of the game or any facet of the game can you say Roach has? And you the smaller guy. Really, because you say, Gervonta ain't big, but he a fat bull. He like Canelo. He a fat bull that shrink down to his normal frame, so he a big bull compared to a Roach. He not a little dude. I mean, Gervonta not as little as he seems. Like, he a sturdy bull, Paul.
However, Lamont Roach Jr. emphasized that success in the ring is all about confidence, preparation, and knowing you have what it takes to execute your strategy. He pointed out that many of Davis's past opponents lacked that belief, with Pitbull Cruz being the only one who truly showed it, despite his limited skills. Roach believes it's the mental strength, combined with hard work, that separates fighters who can challenge someone like Davis.
I mean, how risky is that? And how much courage does it take to try to execute that? Punching at the same time the other guy's punching and all that against a guy like Tank.
It's all about confidence. It's all about what you set out to do. It's about how hard you work. It's about being able to know that you got what it takes to do what you got to do. And I think a lot of the opponents that he been in there with lack that. I think the only person that didn't was probably Pitbull, and but skill-wise, he was limited.
Okoye further concluded by saying that while Roach's fight against Davis will be a great career opportunity, he believes Roach won't be able to handle Davis's power and skill. He sees the fight as a good step for Roach's name, but predicts it will end with Davis winning decisively.
I don't think Roach is going to bring anything to the game that Gervonta respects at all. And if he don't respect your power, it's good night. So it's good night. I think Roach going to be up, in my opinion. Good fight for his career, though. You know what I mean? It's good. You got it on your name.
Sean Porter feels that once Lamont Roach takes a solid punch, he'll likely be knocked out, predicting the fight could end shortly after Roach receives a strong hit. However, Porter recognizes that Roach has withstood punches in the past, so if he manages to stay on his feet, the bout could become more competitive. While Porter believes there are more favorable opponents for Tank Davis, he still considers this matchup to be a worthwhile one.
People, it don't matter. When he get hit, he going to sleep. Just wait for it. This might be a fight until he gets hit. And again, he's tasted that before. So if he gets hit and he doesn't go away, we got a fight on our hands, you know? I think it's a good fight. I think that there's better fights for Tank Davis.
Teofimo Lopez offered his take on a potential fight between Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Lamont Roach Jr., highlighting their shared history growing up near each other in Washington, D.C. He mentioned that they've competed in the amateurs and probably sparred in the past, making them well acquainted with each other's fighting styles. Lopez feels the fight could be interesting, but only if Tank permits it to be a truly competitive contest.
All the history, you gotta love it. What do you think about Tank versus, obviously?
Oh, Roach?
Yeah, Roach.
Well, they've known each other for so long now. You know, they grew up nearby in DC, and I think overall, I think it's gonna be a good fight for as long as Tank wants it to be.
However, Lamont Roach shared that his mindset remains the same going into every fight, believing that no one can truly beat him. He's confident in his abilities and sees every fight as an opportunity to prove he's the best. While there are always doubters, Roach is driven by his own motivation to shut them down and demonstrate his skill in the ring. His approach to this particular fight isn't much different, as he always prepares to face the best version of his opponent, no matter who it is.
I don't want to say it's different because I always go in there with the mentality that, like, and nobody, for real, nobody can fuck with me. Like, I'm the best. I'm just going out there to prove it. It's just a lot of naysayers and doubters that I really want to shut up. But again, it's a thing that, like, I have my own self-drive. I want to prove that I'm the best. I want to show that I'm the best. Like, I know it. I just need to go out there and prove it, and that's all I'm waiting for. So this is like, it's not a real different approach, but because at the end of the day, we prepare for the best version of whoever's on the other side of the ring. We know what we up against.
Roach emphasized that he's fully aware of the challenges he's up against, understanding that his opponent is a powerful puncher, a skilled boxer, fast, and has a tough mentality. With all of these factors in mind, he and his team are preparing for every possible aspect of the fight. Roach noted that while he always gives 110%, he's stepping it up even further this time, pushing himself to give 120% in preparation for this challenge.
You know what I'm saying? We know we up against a good puncher. We know we up against a good boxer. We know we up against a guy who's fast. We know we up against a guy who got like a mean streak. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're preparing with all those things in mind. Like, we're preparing with everything we have. Like, I always give 110%. This might be 120 this time. You know what I'm saying?
Moreover, Zab Judah expressed his full support for Gervonta Tank Davis, calling him his fighter. He praised Tank's southpaw stance, remarkable power, and strong technical boxing abilities. Judah pointed out that Tank is deep into his training camp, putting in the hard work to get ready for the upcoming fight. He's confident Tank will execute flawlessly, securing a win while putting on an impressive display. Judah also shared his enthusiasm to see what the future holds for Tank after this bout.
Listen, man, y'all know what's up. Y'all know why I stand out with Gervonta, man. Gervonta, that's my guy. Left-hander, dynamite, power, explosive. You know what I'm saying? Good boxing ability. He's in training camp right now. He's putting that work in, and I expect for him to be flawless. I expect him to win the fight and look good, and and let's see whatever happens next.
Bozy Ennis shared his thoughts on a potential matchup between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach Jr., calling it an interesting showdown. Although he acknowledged the fight could be thrilling, Ennis favored Tank as the likely winner. He believes Tank's mix of skill and knockout power would give him the upper hand in the ring.
I think it'd be a good fight, man. Him and Tank. I think it'd be a real good fight, man. You know what I mean? I think I would have to go with Tank, though. I would have to go with Tank. You know what I mean? But I think it's a real good fight.
However, Lamont Roach warned Gervonta Davis, stating that he's a fighter with the mentality of a true warrior. He confidently expressed that his skills rival those of a master-class boxer, and his mental and physical resilience are unbreakable. Roach made it clear that Davis would have to truly earn the victory, and it won't be due to speed, strength, or any other simple factor, clarifying he's not going down easily.
Because I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I got the skills. I got the skill set of a master class boxer, and I'm a dog. I'm really a dog, and my mental is on 1,000. I can't be mentally broken. I can't be physically broken. It's like he really gonna have to get me to beat me. It can't be none. It's not gonna be none of that. He was just too quick, or he was too fast, or he was just too strong. Nah, that ain't happening.
Moreover, Coach Bullet is confident in Gervonta Tank Davis's skills, stating that no one can beat him unless they bring a real challenge to the table. He emphasized Tank's extensive experience and impressive ring IQ, noting that no opponent has ever made him feel threatened or afraid. Regarding the upcoming fight with Lamont Roach, Bullet acknowledged that while Tank can do significant damage if he remains focused, top fighters sometimes struggle to find motivation for certain bouts. However, Bullet believes that if Roach talks trash, it could spark Tank's competitive fire, making the fight more exciting and competitive.
He doesn't have a chance. Tank is a very experienced, high IQ. You know, the only person that could have beat Tank was Rolly. I keep telling people that. Nobody's going to beat him because they don't bring nothing to the table to make him scared, to puzzle him, to make him, panic or open his eyes like a deer in headlights. So this fight with Roach, I mean, it's Tank selling the fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody saying, hey, but it's boxing. I'm gonna give you 1,000. If Tank could get himself up to really fight this kid properly, he could really hurt him bad. But sometimes a good fighter, it's hard for him to get up for certain fights. And that's what I see in boxing a lot of time for many years. So I'm glad Roach is talking some mess to him, so maybe he'll put a little fire in him so we can see a good fight.
Brian Norman expressed his confusion about Gervonta Tank Davis's choice of opponents, questioning why Tank opted to fight Lamont Roach, a talented fighter from the 130-pound division. Norman pointed out that Tank had other potential opponents, but chose to bring Roach up from a lower weight class instead. He found it puzzling that Tank selected Roach, as he felt Roach hadn't done enough to deserve the opportunity, leaving him unsure about the reasoning behind the decision.
Yeah, it seemed like Tank, his whole career, what he been doing was he always asked, why should I fight this guy? Why should I fight that guy? But then he go fight somebody else, and now I can ask a question on why did you fight him? For example, Lamont Roach, he a great fighter, but he had 130, I believe. Why you fighting him? Like, you could have fought Shakur, you could have fought anybody else, but you fought a guy from 130 and just brought him up and just say, yeah, he the one, he deserve a fight. Why? He didn't do anything. So I don't know what's up with that.
However, Lamont Roach made it clear that the doubters and negativity don't affect him. He explained that he was around before the criticism and will still be here after it. Roach is motivated by his own drive and the real people who support him, and he doesn't let the hate get to him. He's focused on doing what he needs to do, and the negative comments don't bother him at all.
I was here before the doubters and the stuff, and I'll be here after the doubters and all that stuff. That shit don't move me. It don't move me for real. I come here to do what I got to do, man. I really have self-motivation, and on top of that, I have real people who really genuinely support me, who really care, who really want to see me win, who are really behind me. So, you know what I'm saying? All the negativity really don't get to me. Like, I don't care. Like, I can have a handful of words for them. For real, that's it.
When it comes to the haters who call him too small or weak, Roach didn't hold back. He expressed frustration with those who don't understand boxing, telling them they could forget about his response and making it clear that their opinions don't matter to him. While he's fine with people offering their boxing views, he's tired of hearing negative comments about his abilities and is confident he'll prove them wrong in the ring.
Is there anything you want to say to those haters who, continually say you're too small, too weak, this and that?
You need a censor for what I need to say to them.
We'll put it in the door.
Yeah, suck my dick. Honestly, that's it. Especially the ones who don't know shit about boxing. It's okay. Like, other than that, you know, it is what it is. Like, and that's 99% of them. Like, I'm okay with people giving their boxing opinion or whatever the case may be, but then it's just like, all right, he's this, he's that, he's gonna, whatever. Like, all right, we'll see.
Moreover, Oscar De La Hoya recognized Lamont Roach as a talented boxer but expressed doubts about his ability to handle Gervonta "Tank" Davis. He commended Tank's remarkable skills, calling him a beast who is fully dedicated to his training and always steps into the ring in peak condition. De La Hoya acknowledged that Roach will face a tough challenge, but pointed out that Tank's vast experience and commitment to the sport give him a distinct edge in the fight.
No, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle.
Greg Hackett shared his perspective on Lamont Roach's chances against Gervonta "Tank" Davis, suggesting that Roach's best chance would be to cut off the ring and stop Tank from landing his heavy punches. Hackett recommended that Roach smother Tank when he can, maintain a solid jab, and stay focused throughout the bout. He cautioned Roach not to get too aggressive, as overextending himself could lead to mistakes that Tank would exploit. While acknowledging the challenge of the fight, Hackett reminded that any fighter can win on any given day, making the outcome uncertain.
I mean, for him to really beat Tank, he gonna have to cut Tank off. He can't let him develop those moments of power. Like when he generates his power, when he got to catch him while he trying to tweak the power, and not catch him as in getting a shot off, but he got to smother him at times. He got to stay behind a good jab, and he got to be sturdy, man. He just got to be with it. Can't fall asleep in the ring. And you can't try to get too much and be greedy, because you can get caught in between some shit. It's a lot he got to do in there to get the win, but like you said, any man can get the win.
Lamont Roach recently had a media workout before his fight with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. During the workout, he showed off his quick footwork, strong defense, and smooth punches. Roach looked focused and ready, making it clear that he's working hard and getting prepared for the upcoming fight. Moreover, Al Bernstein shared his views on Lamont Roach's upcoming fight with Gervonta "Tank" Davis, acknowledging that Roach is a solid boxer but doesn't see him as a major challenge for Davis. Bernstein pointed out that Roach is moving up in weight, and while he has done well in a lower weight class, there's nothing in his past fights that suggests he can defeat Tank. Bernstein clarified that this isn't meant to criticize Roach, who has had a strong career, but he finds it hard to imagine Roach overcoming Davis in the ring.
Roach is coming up in weight. He came up in weight to him. I don't see him. He's a good fighter, but I don't see. He's nothing in his past tells me he's going to beat Gervonta Davis or even be competitive with him. And I'm not. It's not a denigration of Lamont Roach. He's a good fighter. He won a title at a lower weight. And that was a surprise to some people that he did get, even though he was a good prospect. So it's just hard to imagine him beating Davis.
Lenny Wilson shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Lamont Roach and Gervonta "Tank" Davis. He mentioned that if Roach can take Tank's punches well, the fight might go the full distance. However, if Roach can't handle Tank's power, Wilson believes Davis will likely secure a knockout. Based on his experience watching both fighters in the ring and gym, Wilson stated that if he had to bet, he would put his money on Tank.
So I think that's, if Lamont Roach got a good chin, you dig it? Then it could go the distance. If you don't, Tank is gonna put him out. But it can also go the distance because Tank know how to box too. I've watched him in the ring. I've watched him in the gym. I see what he can do. You understand? So, but if I had to bet my money, I'm gonna bet my money on Tank.
Robert Diaz pointed out that Gervonta Davis is fully aware of the challenge Lamont Roach presents, especially given their past connection. He believes Davis has real respect for Roach, and this mutual respect creates a solid foundation for the matchup. Diaz predicts the early rounds will be tactical and cautious, with both fighters being strategic. However, as the fight progresses, he expects the intensity to build, with Davis's skills being tested. If both fighters stay disciplined, Diaz anticipates the latter rounds will bring plenty of excitement.
Right now I see Tank is going to come in knowing what he has in front of him this time because they know each other. There's a history. Tank respects him. I really believe he respects him. And Lamont for sure does. So I think it'll be a very good strategic fight in the first half. And then it could turn into a real fight in the second half. If everything works out right, we're going to see outboxing of Tank.
Jermaine Ortiz shared his thoughts on Gervonta Tank Davis's upcoming fight, acknowledging Tank's knockout power, but pointing out that his punch output isn't very high. Ortiz noted that this time, Davis faces an opponent of similar height, which could make the fight more evenly matched. He compared it to Tank's bout with Pitbull Cruz, where Tank tried to box, leading to a closer contest than expected. Ortiz believes if Davis tries to box against Roach, he might struggle. Instead, he recommends that Tank stick to his usual strategy of applying pressure and walking Roach down, as he does with taller opponents.
We'll see. I just think that Davis really got that knockout power. He doesn't have a lot of output. He's fighting somebody who's closer to his height. I think it would be more of a fight. I think the last time he fought somebody shorter than him was Pitbull, and he tried to box him and he came out. A lot of people didn't like that fight in the sense of I assume people thought Pitbull won the fight or it was just a closer fight. I don't think we'll see how Davis goes. I don't think he will do as good if he tries to box him by just being on his back foot. I think Davis should just do what he does with the bigger guys and walk him down.
However, Calvin Ford talked about the long history between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, pointing out their connection from the amateur Silver Gloves days. He believes their shared background adds an interesting layer to the matchup, as Roach always gives his best in the ring. Ford defended the fight against criticism, emphasizing that it's a great opportunity for both fighters and the community. He praised Roach for taking on the challenge and reassured fans that it would be an exciting fight to watch.
They've been knowing each other from the amateurs, Silver Gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, Roach and him back and forth battles and whatnot. It's going to be a pretty interesting fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach he come to fight. And I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about, why Roach? Because he signed and took the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
So, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about Roach's comments towards his haters and the doubters? We would love to hear your thoughts on the clash, so share your thoughts in the comment section, and also make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.